Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and a quick update over at the Bakhmut City, the Battle of Bakhmut. And latest update, we have a lot of changes to the map. And mainly I have referenced Deep State UA's, the pro-Ukrainian source mapping to clean up the map around Bakhmut to see where the pro-Ukrainian side entirely conceded. And so you can see that the mapping is a lot more cleaner at this moment comparing with the Russian map. The Russian is the pink map. The blue map is actually the Ukrainian map. And the important thing is that they have conceded a huge area that the Russians have previously have not captured. So previously the Russians are only like this in our previous update yesterday. Apparently the Russians have moved further and captured all the way to this point. So which means that they are now in merely 1 kilometer away from the important reinforcement route through Khromove, which means this road is now effectively under Russian fire control. There is no way you can use this road safely now for the Ukrainians, and this will actually complicate Ukrainian reinforcement needs, though, where they need to reinforce into Bakhmut or redraw out of Bakhmut, or even to evacuate injured personnel or casualties, be it dead or not dead. It's going to be very difficult for the Ukrainian side with this fire control over the road. And on top of that, the Russian forces also have taken the entire northern side of the reservoir, and the front line is now moving up all the way to the entire southern part of Dubovo-Vasilivka. So which means that this entire front line has been pushed and straightened out, which allows the Russians to use lesser troops to control the entire front line. And the Ukrainians did not stay still and do nothing. There is report of a Ukrainian counteroffensive from Bakhmut region against the Russian lines. However, this have not worked out. The counteroffensive had failed. It was cancelled out by the defending forces of the Wagner private military contractors. And over in the northern part, the entire Stupka region has been captured by the Russian forces, and they continue to progress. And now fighting have entered a new neighborhood around here. This neighborhood is actually called Ivanovka neighborhood. So the district of Ivanovka. So the situation is looking bad, and Ryba actually mentioned that this entire the idea to destroy the dam to flood this entire region here have backfired on the Ukrainians, because I did mention that in the previous quick update on this region that when you flood the water, the Ukrainian lines that are actually holding up here actually get flooded on too. And this actually probably caused panic on the Ukrainian side, and actually probably caused some withdrawal from this region to prevent themselves from getting encircled by Russian troops in front of them and water behind them. And this actually makes defending this area even more complicated, because the weather is still very cold. It's still winter, and to sit in the water makes no sense. And on top of that, the Russian forces is reportedly fighting in the meat processing plant region again. So this is looking extremely terrible, because the river water exploded from here, flow this way and flow southward and northward. So this river flowing actually complicates the Ukrainian forces that were defending this area. Probably they see the water behind them, and it started to want to fall back to somewhere maybe more dry or more defendable, rather than sitting in the water and try to defend. This is probably what is happening around this region here. So further up north, there is also counter-offensive west of the Dubovo-Vasilivka. The Ukrainian forces did also try to attack, but it's not it did not work out as well. So if we move south on on the lower part. So in the northern part, they are going to cancel out the Khromove road, right? And the southern part is also looking terrible at Bakhmut, because fighting is now very near this street. The fighting have reached the front line. It's just merely 300 to 400 meters away from the southern road, which means that this road here is also going to be very soon under fire control. They are very near, but to say fire control might not necessarily be true, because there is buildings around here. The Ukrainians can do defensive positions around this region to prevent and the Russians to break through, and so they can actually still use this road. But it's looking terrible now. It's looking really terrible now, and which means that both road is currently under fire control. So or nearly going to be coming to fire control. This is actually nearer, but because there is buildings in the way, it's not so easily on fire control. But in this area here, this entire road is definitely under fire control. So if the Russian forces actually go through, then the Ukraine is going to be in deep shit. You can see this is actually water body. So, and you can see if that's the water body and there's a tiny river around here, the retreat route is going to be only through this road to the north of Ivanivske and out. And the Russians are already here. It's actually very close already. The Russians are already here. So this is the only route that Ukrainian forces can use, because this road here is already not so safe now. It's not so safe now to use. So this is the only road. The Ukrainian forces will have to make this decision. Do you really want to still continue to hold Bakhmut? The current rumors is that the Ukrainian forces have withdrawn. This is a rumor coming from Surya Maps that they have been spending the past 2 weeks withdrawing over to the western part of Bakhmut, or rather central to western part of Bakhmut, across the Zamutovka river. So which means that we're probably going to see the Russians are taking this entire area pretty soon. The thing is, even if they are able to hold this river line, they are not going to be able to get out or reinforce or resupply, because this is the only road they can use now, and the Russians are coming. The Russians are coming very close, and they could easily just come here, go downwards, and this road will be gone. And this front line here is looking very terrible as well. And if this is gone, this is gone, this is gone, I have no freaking idea how the Ukraine is going to get out. And this will be an encirclement. So we might see the end of the Battle of Bakhmut in a very short time soon. If the Ukrainian commanders are humane enough to quickly order a mass withdrawal towards Chasiv Yar right now, or I don't even think they should even wait till tomorrow. They have to do it today. If they don't, they're going to lose so much troops. So let's see how this goes. This is just a quick update over from on the Bakhmut Battle of Bakhmut region, and this battle. So no, I was wrong. I thought that it will go for Bakhmut-Konstyantynivka and not go for Kalina, link up with the forces that it will be heading up north, link up here in this massive pincer. Looks like this would actually come much nearer and faster. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.